the Cheeto-dusted cartoon villain and all this. This is what's happening now. Is like, you're like, what am I watching? But what about the serious side of this, about what Michael Cohen testified to in terms of falsified records, and what the defense is trying clearly to do now, which is break down his credibility, make him out to be a guy who's been a liar and who hates Trump?
Yeah, I never thought I would long for Alina Habba to be doing a cross-examination, but that's all I've been thinking of today as this current criminal defense team is running this against Michael Cohen. At least when it came to the civil fraud trial, Alina Habba was ruthless. She, got Cohen flustered, got him, backtracking on comments. I'm, tracking this cross-examined testimony and the questions that are coming out of it. I don't really know where Todd Blanche is going with this right now. Okay, yeah. The reason that Cohen first started talking to reveal details was when he was trying to reduce his sentence. So what?
Right.
At this point,
maybe is he just trying to get him worked up, Brad? Do you think is he just trying to get him worked up? Like, he just asked him a minute ago, is it fair to say you're motivated by fame? And everybody who's known Michael Cohen knows the answer to that, and Cohen gave the answer. No, sir, I wouldn't say that's fair. I said the answer is obviously the opposite, but he doesn't have to say that. So he's just calmly answering these questions. But Blanche is trying to get him worked up.
He's trying, but he doesn't have that, attack dog approach that I think would be far more useful here when it comes to Michael Cohen. Look, Michael Cohen has clearly been well prepped. He's certainly better prepped than he was during the civil fraud trial. And we saw similar aspects of this with Stormy Daniels, who was very good at responding to some of this cross-examination from Trump's team. They're walking into these traps with these witnesses who are ready to give very witty responses that are playing well with the jury. I don't know where this is going.
All right, let me go to, on the tablet here, I can go to some of what was introduced earlier into evidence, these the falsified records, because this is what the case is about. So I want to ask you about how effective you think they were. Retainer was the one word. It was an illegal expense of $35,000 a month. And then they also introduced some of the checks, that Donald Trump had written and signed. You see the Trump signature, which everybody kind of recognized. I'll zoom in on it. That's definitely his signature. $35,000 who's paying him per month. And, Cohen has said about these invoices, they were false records. There it is. They were false records. So that's what happened earlier today before all this stuff started with the cross-examination. How effective was that in doing what the prosecution needed it to do, which is what the case is really about?
Yeah, I think the prosecutors did a very good job of trying to take this away from being a case all about a star witness, Michael Cohen, and making it a simple paper case. These were records that were falsified. It was actually about reimbursing the hush money payment, not this non-existent legal retainer, the way that Donald Trump used to always describe it. This was about paperwork. Michael Cohen's testimony is there to be the person in the room with the eyewitness testimony, but he's not the only piece of evidence. That's what the prosecution had to make sure they did. I think they did a very good job leading up to Cohen's testimony yesterday and today, making sure he was surrounded by paperwork.
Did they do enough to connect it to the election? Because that's the underlying crime we're told that it needs to be connected to in order to make this a felony. Have they done that?
I think they did more than sufficient amounts of information on that, not just from Cohen, but from the various people who also testified before him, whether it was Hope Hicks, whether it was David Pecker. This was ultimately not about trying to save face and not trying to prevent embarrassment for Melania. This was about one thing. It was about the election. It was the final weeks of that campaign. Access Hollywood tape came out. This is what it was all about. That's the crux of the government's case. It's going to be interesting to see what Donald Trump does in response as part of the defense's presentation, if they make one.
Right. If they make one?
They don't necessarily have to put on a case. There's no obligation on the defense, as you know, to put on a case. And if they view this as just, teeing this up for appeal, and they can just run off the political argument of, it was a witch hunt, they may not choose to put on a case.
You really think that's a possibility? Because we're going to find out soon. I mean, the prosecution's almost done, right? You think the Trump defense will say, all right, that's it?
I think next Monday, which is likely when we'll have their part of the case, we'll find out if they choose to put anybody. I don't know what fact witnesses would be left for them to bring up, and Donald Trump will certainly not testify. His lawyers will throw themselves in front of him to stop that from happening. I don't see them putting on a case. This is all political for them, and they'll just tee it up for appeal.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.